Okay, good morning, Tracy, and welcome to your angel reading. Okay, and me being me, I'm just naturally angelic anyway. So, right, welcome to your angel reading. It is Monday, I believe. Okay, first of all, I would like to apologise about any delay in getting your reading due to the fact of it's been the Father's Day weekend. So, welcome to your reading. Right. The first couple of things I would like to just point out is the moment I started linking in with this, I just keep feeling like I'm spiralling around in a circle. That technically hasn't got anything to do with your reading as such. This is to do with what's going in around your life at the current point, which basically makes it feel like two parts of your life are trying to mold and interlink, but all that's happening is they're like getting swept up in this like little bit of a whirlwind, if you like. Okay, so just be aware you need to not necessarily separate them, but I feel you've got to try to find a way where both parts of your life can find an understanding and mold together, okay? Because at the moment, it's just creating this atmosphere or this little bit of chaos, and that's the bit which needs to be calmed down. I would also like to just point out that the moment I'm starting to speak with you here, I do feel a large angelic presence on my right shoulder, which would basically mean that an angelic guide of yours. Okay, so this would be an angelic guide of yours. I believe it to be more on a Raphael connection, which would be linking directly onto a healing connection around yourself. Also, whilst that's coming forward, I'm asking them for what's the purpose of the healing, and it's not necessarily with you on a healing basis. Everyone seems to think when you mention healing that it's about like healing the body. Sometimes it's about healing the situations, the life and the presence. And what I'm actually being drawn to this healing connection is around your foundations, because I just keep seeing the number 4 just flashing all in front of my eyes whilst I'm sort of speaking with you. So that does mean that you do have a few foundational changes which seem to be underway. They seem to be like they're getting there now, but there's also this misconception that you're there and you're not. So in so many ways, I'm going to say you need to stop thinking you've sorted your foundations out, because it's like a false foundation. It's a bit like everything's smooth and flat here, but there's like this gap or this air underneath which isn't being talked about. So do you know when people use the terminology about skeletons in the closet? There's something not been dealt with properly on a foundational level, and that's what they're trying to send this healing to make sure everything becomes more solid than what it actually is, because it's got the presence of being a firm foundation, yet it's very spongy, so there's something not quite been done or analysed right. So just be aware of that bit. But as I said, they're trying to send this healing energy over. They're also trying to send this love and this feeling that they just want the best for it. And whilst I'm talking to you, I keep feeling I'm like this. So if I'm start going like this, it's because you're trying to protect your heart over something at the moment. So as much as there's this bit of a misconception about what it is, I'm going to say a misconception about what it is you do or what it is you're doing. But there's quite a few changes around everything at the moment, and you've got to be a little less guarded on your heart and just allow things to just happen, okay? Because it feels like you've got so many people wanting to make everything right, make everything perfect, that it's just, there's this little bit of, basically I feel you're being slightly more stubborn than what you're meaning to be, and it's pushing people away. And what I'm feeling I want to say is you need to be pulling people in, not pushing them outwards. So just be aware of that as well. So there are those bits which are coming forward there. But as he comes through, and this is the other thing, as much as I say as he comes through, I'm very much aware that angels are neither male nor female, but it's usually the presence of what they're doing which is what gets given gender rather than anything else. So where they're just giving direct healing at the moment, they're on that masculine presence, but they're also trying to be very much compassionate about what's gone on, which has got a very feminine energy to it. So just be aware of that as well. But they're trying to, it's like give life, And what I mean by that is not necessarily to life as such, but this is business, ideas, changes, those type of things. They're trying to push that energy into something to create, okay? And I feel that's at the point where I want to start creating, start building. But the bizarre bit, and this is, I find it quite bizarre because there's certain things which are pretty much very similar on the same type of energy vibration. It's just the world gave them different names. But they're trying to replace angelic energy with Wiccan energy, which is quite bizarre because if you go back, majority of Wiccan stuff is very angelic based anyway. You've just got to go back to very old traditions. So just be aware they're trying to replace over something angelic with something Wiccan. So I would say that there's a need for something to grow and be reborn. But I would say if you take the concept of that, they're trying to point it in a different direction or look at something in a different direction. And that seems to be where they're coming forward with this. And also they keep mentioning about getting house in order. Okay, so house in order. But they keep drawing me up to, it feels like they're trying to take me into the loft or the attic to have something like sorted out. But usually if they're trying to do that and we're taking it into a psychological sense, that would basically mean that they're trying to help someone with a mental health issue, either an autism or an Asperger's connection, because they keep taking me to the roof or the mind, if you like. Okay, so just be aware they're trying to do everything they can, but the main thing they're really trying to do is put your life back together so it's a lot more peaceful and relaxing, because they're saying you're doing everything right but sometimes not in the right order. And that seems to be the conflict or the difficulty there, okay? So that's Archangel Raphael coming forward there. But I'm also very much aware that there's, when they're being called up around yourself, and this is the bizarre bit, it's like sometimes they're more like coming in like chakra colours rather than angelic colours, because they should come in like beams of light rather than angelic orbs. So what I'm going to say is just be aware where they'd be trying to rebalance your chakras around yourself as well, which could also be the healing they were making reference to, because it feels like they're trying to get everything back into vibration, if you like, so you can find your purpose again, and that's what they're trying to help with. Okay, so just be aware they're all with you. They try to send that love and also send that respect over. So thank you for contacting me, and I'll speak to you again soon. Thank you. Goodbye.